Hey everybody, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to drape this bustier and how to check the fit. You ready? Let's get into this. So the first step is taking the measurements for each panel. Panel 1 is 13 inches long and 4 inches wide. Panel 2 is 12 inches long and 5 inches wide. Panel 3 is 11.5 inches long and 2.5 inches wide. And panel 4 is 10 inches long and 3.5 inches wide. Next, I will measure the top of the longest panel over the bust point to waist, and the measurement will be 10 inches. Add 2 inches to that. Then I will measure 12 inches down from the top of the muslin fabric, and that will be the waistline. After that, I will put a grain line on each piece. Now let's start draping. So here is the center front and this is the waistline. I'm going to put a pin in the intersection right here. Then I'm going to put another pin on the opposite side so it stays secured. After that, I will pin the center front. Next, put a pin on the side of the waistline. After that, put pins on the flat area on the bottom. Then start cutting some of the fabric off. Leave about 2 inches of fabric around the area. Then start clipping all around it so that the fabric lays flat around the curves like this. When you start clipping, be careful. Don't clip too close to the black draping tape. With this process, you'll be moving pins around till the fabric is laid flat all around. When you're draping on a dress form, stress lines, which is also known as wrinkles or drape lines, appear as diagonal or curved lines. They indicate areas where the fabric needs to be adjusted or altered to achieve a better fit or desired shape. Next, I will put the pins on the inside of the black tape, so I can trim off the fabric on the center front. After I trim it, I like to smooth out the fabric and put the pins on the outside of the draping tape. Then from there, I will mark all around it by putting dots. Some people like to put lines, and that's okay, but I like to put dots. I also like to mark the bust line, so when I'm making a pattern, I know where to find the bust line on the paper. Here is panel number 2. This is the grain line, and this is the waistline. You want the grain line to be in the middle of this panel right here. Put a pin on the middle of the intersection and pin it here. Next, put pins on the waistline. Put 1 pin up and 1 pin down so it doesn't move at all. Here is the grain line, and you're going to notice that it's not straight on top. That's because the top is curving, so the fabric is following that curve, and that's normal. Just make sure that you put that line parallel to the floor. Next, cut some of the fabric off and clip all around it. When you start clipping, don't clip too close. Just enough where it lays flat, okay guys? If you clip too close, you're going to cut into your design, and that's not going to be good. I remember I made that mistake years ago. I was so upset with myself. I was saying to myself, come on girl, you know better than that. I had to do that part of the design all over again, and I learned my lesson, not to cut too close. So there's 2 ways you can drape the seams together. This is the first way. You can put both pieces of fabric together and pin it together like this. But you have to ease in everything into panel number 1 because panel number 2 will have extra fabric. If your dress form is a size small or medium, you won't have much fabric to ease in, but you will have extra fabric if your dress form is bigger than a size medium, which is a US size 8 to 10. Now I'm going to show you the second way because I want you to learn how to ease in the fabric without putting it together with panel number 1. Right here, you're going to see that there's extra fabric. You have to ease in that amount into the princess line, and it takes time because you have to make the ease disappear into the princess line design. When I measure it, it was 3/8. So that means it's 3/8 on both sides of this pin. So the total to ease in will be 3/4. What I like to do is make a crease in the middle of that amount and divide it into 2 so I can ease it in evenly. Now I'm going to make it disappear into the fabric where my draping tape design is. Watch how I do it. I'm going to make it disappear like magic. So this is how it's going to look once you ease in all the fabric. Now let's continue. I'm going to mark all around it like this. Next is panel number 3. I'm going to put the grain line in between this panel and pin it in the middle like this. After that, I will start pinning and clipping. As you can see, I'm moving the pins around, making sure it's smooth all around the curves. Once I feel the fabric is flat and smooth, then I will mark all around it like this. Next up is panel number 4. This is the center back line. I'm going to put it on my design line. From there, I will pin it. Once I pin it, you're going to notice there's a stress line. This is telling me that it's going over a curve and it needs to be clipped so it can lay flat and smooth. After it's completely smooth, then I will go ahead and start marking it all around. Next, I will clean the lines. After that is fitting time. I can already see there's a fitting issue. So this is the waist and I see the problem right here. It's off about 1/8 or 3/16. So what I'm going to do is fix it when I put it on the dress form. Hopefully there's not much fixing to do. Let's pin it together first. The next step is to check the fit. So far, the bust area looks good and the under bust to waist looks good too. However, if you don't do this part correctly, you will have puckers or it won't fit right. This is one of the final products. As you can see, it looks good around the bust area. I will soon be working on part 2. If you want me to show you different ways to sew the inside of this bustier, let me know in the comments. So let's say you want to add a bra cup. Then the dress form will ask for more fabric, especially if the stomach is flat. I would suggest using this method to drape over the bra cup instead of this method. I will make adjustments here and on top. I'm really happy I didn't have to adjust it too much, but there could be times that you might have to make more changes. It happens. It's part of the process. After that, I will mark my notches. I marked the under bust, the bust line, and the waist. Once you're satisfied with the fit, then you can pin the muslin fabric on paper and trace all around it. After that, trace your notches. These are my pattern pieces. Here's a tip. If you want to sew your final muslin to see how it looks, make sure you sew a stay stitch all around the curves right after you cut your pieces, because when you cut a design on the curve, that curve will be on the bias, and anything that's on the bias will stretch out. So the stay stitch in this case will be my seam allowance. It will stop it from stretching out. If you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments. Please give this video a like and share it so it can help other creators who want to learn how to drape a bustier. If you want to learn more, then here's a playlist for you. Click or tap on the screen right here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to practice, practice, practice. Bye, everybody.